Hey everybody, it's Saturday and we're just chatting with my friend Gene Freeman, and we're just talking about the perfect portfolio. And of course, our purpose of the perfect portfolio is to raise your financial IQ, teach you to fish so you understand and have a system to invest and you can run with it and you really don't need us anymore. And we're just talking about automating Gene's income, which is
Yes.
the course is to completely automate your income so you don't need to work anymore. So maybe Gene, just tell us a little bit about your background, because we have such a diverse
Sure.
background of people that come into this course. You're obviously a major financial guru in the past, or what was your background?
No, at
Okay.
all. No, I
Okay.
wasn't. Just kind of hanging in there in the past.
Okay.
Yeah, you asked me my background. I'm a lifetime record producer, audio engineer. Growing up, my family was in music, and I've been just hustling and maintaining. In many ways, feel lucky to still be doing music. Just hanging in there, maintaining my life and providing for my wife and three kids with this music business thing, which is tricky, man. It's a hard industry, I'm sure you know. There's been a lot of changes there, and um, I've watched the money for what I do shrink in the record industry just due to file sharing and things. There's just as much money. I'm happy to still be doing it though. It's
Yep.
what I love. It's truly what I love. But yeah, it's been I'm 55 now, man. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
55 now, still doing this, hanging in there.
Yep.
It's been tough. It's been really tough.
Yep. I imagine that industry is either either a lot of money coming in or a little bit of money coming in. I mean, that's
Yeah.
probably of the industry, right?
Yeah. It's a very small fraction of people in the lot category,
Yeah, totally. Yeah, for sure. So, well, cool. So obviously you've at some point decided, hey, I need to get financially literate. What have you done before? What's your journey looked on going, I need to get financially literate, and what is that
Yeah.
journey like up to now?
Up to now, not too much. I wasn't that financially educated. I mean, we have our numbering system, right? We talk about that in the class of where we're at. You know, I was teeter-tottering at a very lame 3.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Um, I was uh I was trying to get money going into a retirement account. Again, remember, being a record producer, it's not like I have an employer that's matching that or anything. Or it's like I was just all on my own and just had like a standard retirement account, a traditional IRA, that I had been set up by a really nice financial in person from a bank in the past, a
Yep.
financial advisor who was just, and just trying to get money in there. I was going to say, I'm saying it's a lame 3, Mark, because the perfect 3 would be like max out your, save on taxes to max out your retirement fund. We couldn't even max it out. We were putting in what we could.
Yeah.
Um, I'm seeing like, I'm getting of age. I'm seeing like, I'm envisioning the end of my career, and I'm thinking, where's this going? I didn't have too much in that retirement account. I would speak with financial advisors and see like where I really want it to be, like how much I would have to have put in there. And I was really behind the ball and just being honest, like feeling a lot of stress like in life for years and years and years about this, about my future. I'm hanging in there, and I do love what I do, but um prior to this class, I had a lot of fear and anxiety, and just the real words, like real, not anxiety, but the real words like worriment,
Yeah.
fear about my future, just no vision, no clear understanding. And the numbers from what I learned at my, I was smart enough to learn at my level 3 that it's not working. Like, this is not the future. It's not going to work. This is not the future I wanted.
Right. Yeah.
It's not how I envisioned it as a kid when I was getting into this and
Right, for
thinking
sure.
I was going to be, a badass.
Right, exactly. Yeah, sure. So, and for those who are watching this, and level 3 is save money, get good credit, and max out your 401 to save on taxes. and get a Roth IRA and index funds. That's level 3. That's the average financial intelligence. Unfortunately, that's the financial intelligence of financial advisors. And mathematically, you're never going to win if you do that. So they call them retirement accounts, but mathematically you can never win when you adjust for inflation and taxes. So and that's where most of our students come in, is around level 3. They never get to level 4 or 5 or understand other people's money. So so you were struggling.
I was
with
at a
that.
lame 3 because I wasn't even maxing out my 401k. I was just adding some what we could afford, and it wasn't a great amount of money. And I knew that I wasn't even close to it being where I want it to be for my future. I knew I wasn't on a path,
Right.
doing the traditional math. I needed millions in there
Yeah.
to retire in a way I would like to.
So okay, sorry. Where you came in as a lane 3? Where are you right now as far as the course of levels of financial IQ? Level 4 is I need just understanding what other people's money in and why debt avoids taxes, and taxes is your biggest expense. So where are you as far as levels of financial IQ now?
I'd say I'm teetering on a level 5, Mark.
Really? Wow.
I mean, I could tell you that as far as a level 4, which is was almost an immediate, mind-blowing, mind-melting experience when we first connected. With level 4 was just like realizing what OPM is, other people's money, and how that's how this is going to work for me having any success in the future. I wasn't, just the understanding, the belief in that, because we're just not taught this in our normal life and normal society. I certainly wasn't. I grew up in a household where I loved my parents, but no one spoke about money. Not in my generation. So just immediately, I immediately within a class became a level 4, just understanding, OPM, this is how this works. I multiply stuff by using other people's money. And I see confidently, like, it's not scary. If you had said to me before this class, I had used in some forms of OPM because I was a homeowner, right? So I had a mortgage. So technically there was some OPM going on. But if you had said, borrow money in other ways at lower interest rates and invest, I would think that's just bad behavior. It's dangerous. This is what I was taught. Just immediately understanding, no, this is what successful people do. This is what rich people do. Get it? And that's like, I'd heard like in life and movies and TV, like the rich people using other people's money. The dots didn't connect, Mark, until you articulated it and showed with belief and understanding and confidence and vision, like, oh, that's how this works. That's how these people do that. And that was huge. And huge for my whole disposition. Like the optimism it gave me it's worth everything to me, on an emotional level, just the feeling of belief and now having a vision for my future. I'm on my way. I'm not there yet. Where I'm going to be, it.
Awesome.
Just having the understanding and the belief and what that's done for me, my whole disposition is I'm so much more positive and excited about my future. That's wonderful, man.
Cool. So how do you see your life changing in the next 12 to 24 months applying what you learned in the class?
12 to 24 months. Oh, you're very specific there, Mark. If I'm lucky, we've learned about in interactive brokers, we've learned about there's a certain level which you can get to portfolio margin, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
And I am just like chomping at the bit to get to that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. When people understand they've been dealing with retail platforms their entire life, and everybody watching this, you're on a retail platform, the institutional platforms change the rules. So we're not going to go into specifics on that, but everyone's playing in one playground and the rich are playing in a completely different playground there. So
It's
yeah,
it's just so good for me. This is what I need. I need to have a vision for my future. I need to have a goal. I've got all the success I've gotten with music. This is how I've done it. I envision this stuff. It's like you asked me about the next 12 to 24 months. I envision that goal with Interactive Brokers, and I want it so bad. And
yeah,
I'm gonna, however I can, might sell some things. I might do some just to be careful, but that's going to be such a nice like next tier up, right? To be able to get to that and see that income coming in and then watch that grow. And
yeah.
that's my goal, to answer your question for the
Yeah.
next, and just continually, I have a lot more to learn. To continually educate myself on some other speculative plays,
Yeah.
which is another thing. Another interesting and almost like a hobby, like a sport in a way, learning about these speculative plays, right? And they're speculative, they're dangerous. But
Yeah.
what I'm comfortable with being connected with this course and you, Mark, is that in this, there's so much changing technology with speculative investments. It's changing so fast, and there's a lot of people out there on the internet selling you this and that. Invest in this, invest in that, and connecting with you when you get to doing any speculative investment where there is risk, the knowledge, having the team. I love the community that we can talk in our chats and we're on this together. Feeling more comfortable about doing that when it comes to taking up a little portion of my income and using it speculatively. So that's nice, because it's so, it's changing, right? The industry in that regard is changing. So there's so many projects and so many ways to do it. And, there's bots and it's developing so fast, and there's AI. And so you really you guys are so cutting edge. So on top of it all. So that's, in that perspective, it's wonderful to just be, like in the club. Thank you.
So when you came in, your perspective was, I will retire at what age?
My perspective was, I didn't think I could retire.
So
I didn't think I was going to be able to retire, Mark. I didn't see how that was possible.
Most people in the United States will have to work till they die. Either they'll lose their assets, there'll be a stock market crash, and then they'll have to go back to work at 80 or 90.
Yeah.
Right. So that's it.
I had concluded like I was going to, and I'm like doing music. So I'm like, well, how long is my hearing going to even hold out? Right. It's like, it's doing good now.
Yeah. Okay. So that was realistically, how long before you're financially independent? Meaning you work only because you love it.
Yes.
And how long realistically is it before you can go, what? I'm working just because I love it. I don't need the money anymore. I'm just doing my music because I love it.
So funny you're asking me this now, because if you had asked me this like before this class, it'd be like, oh, never. Honestly, I think it could be 2 years.
Sweet.
2 years from now.
Cool.
And this is coming from, a place where I was like paying my bills, but really not investing in my future, not having the ability to invest in my future. This is really like the start of cash on cash, having these tools, using them safely, and the beginning for a 55-year-old, the beginning of implementing these techniques.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most people.
I'm so pumped on my future, Mark, now.
It's so funny if you wind up 100 financial advisors and say, how to use debt to make money and calculate cash on cash return, they'll be stumped. So the thing about that is the only thing that rich people.
It might even feel like a bad word, like to some people. Like if I'd gone to, my parents back in the day and said that, they would have been like, what?
I know.
I remember my first credit card I ever got. I got it to, maybe I did a buy, borrow, die scenario with that in a way. I'm just thinking, when I was like in college, you get your first credit card. I maxed it out and bought a sampler for music. And my dad, who's a classical musician, was like, what is this toy? This electronic music piece of equipment? Young Gene. I'm like, no, Dad, this is an instrument. I'm going to make a lot of money with this sampler. And hence, here we are.
Yeah.
I found my way into doing quite successful in music. And what did I do? I bought the second I could. I borrowed money to get that sampler as soon as possible and started using it, learning, making more money, cash on cash.
Yep, for sure. Now I know you ended up in this class because you were a referral into the class. So now that you have this information, who else do you want to help?
Oh, good question, man. I'm actually very excited on the idea of helping a lot. You know, it really just starts with my immediate family and friends.
Yep.
I'm thrilled at the idea that I can do that. I want to really understand it clearly.
Yep.
And so I can recommunicate this in ways that I feel I'm good at for people that I love and trust.
Yep.
But I'm very pumped on that idea on how I think of my kids, you know, they're only teenagers, and how my parents didn't talk to me about money at all, and how I'm not going to do that. And that's okay. And what I can teach them, and how happy I am with that I have this knowledge, and so confident for my future, their future. And yeah, I really will enjoy teaching this, and so on and so forth. I can even see when I'm older, and I am retired, just, you know, teaching other people this stuff. It's something I would really enjoy, actually.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, I know what you're a different person than the first time I talked to you. Your face expression is different.
Yeah, man.
It's quite a bit, and I see this all the time. So I know you've actually created 2 more passive income streams already since you came in the course, and I'm excited about that. So I'll have to do an interview like people with like 6 months down the road.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
How your expectations have changed even now after 6 months of completing the course, and of course you can come back to all the future classes for no charge, and hopefully bring a few people with you and give them an opportunity to teach them to fish. So awesome having you on the course, man. I'm glad you were referred over here by an existing student, and man, I'm looking forward to seeing you call me one day and go, dude, I hit that number and I don't need to work anymore, and now I'm just doing this for fun. So
you got it, and I will. Thanks, Mark.